action figure fans? It's the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, thanks to the absolutely incredible support of my patrons, Optibotimus Plus channel members, and even those of you out there that just hit that thumbs up button, we're going to be taking a look at the new Masters of the Universe Origins SCAREGLOW, who apparently is the evil ghost of Skeletor. I don't know if I remember that being the case. I mean, obviously, he's kind of like a skeletal-looking dude, so I guess it kind of makes sense, but I didn't think he was, like, the actual ghost of Skeletor. I thought he was a completely different character. Yeah, see, it says, a walking horror from a different dimension. SCAREGLOW radiates fear and terrifies his victims. Okay, that's weird. That's got to be, like, an homage to the original package, but he definitely isn't the ghost of Skeletor, but I don't know. But for the package, very similar to all the Origins figures. You got the rocks, you got the sky, you got the Masters of the Universe logo. As he was originally released in 2020 as part of Wave 2, you have that up there. And of course, his action feature that he glows in the dark, which that looks awesome. Super excited about that. Don't know how well that's going to come across here. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, you could see it for a split second. He actually is glowing. I don't know how well that's going to come across on the camera, but I do have a black light, so I'll be able to show that off. But really cool. Come around to the back. Obviously, you got all the figures in this second wave. You got He-Man, Skeletor, and then you can see you place SCAREGLOW under a bright light, and his skeleton glows in the dark. Woo! And I love that. That's really cool. That looks like Clamp Champ right there. So again, like I showed in, I think it was Trapjaw that had Ram Man, these early figures showed other figures that we were going to be getting down the line. So it really is kind of coming true. I really dig that. It really makes me pay attention to what they are putting on all the other packaging. Fingers crossed, because we just looked at the Landshark, and that had an image of Snake Mountain. Fingers crossed. I'm probably more excited about that than almost anything, because I never had the Snake Mountain as a kid. That thing was, honestly, I don't even remember thinking that existed back then. So I didn't really ever try to get it because I don't think I knew that it existed. But either way, for the packaging on SCAREGLOW, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have SCAREGLOW opened up and out of his packaging. And like with all of Wave 2, he does come with the Double Trouble comic, where he basically gets in a shouting match with Trapjaw about who is scarier, which results in Orko escaping, foiling the plan, or so we thought, of Skeletor stealing the Korodite crystal. But as you can see, Skeletor still got it. Now, SCAREGLOW is a character that a lot of people absolutely love. This is one of the ones in this wave that I think really became the must-have in the wave. A lot of it is just due to the fact that SCAREGLOW is immensely popular as a figure and character just by itself. So for them to release it in the second wave is pretty damn impressive. Doesn't, keep you around waiting for too long. And what's great is the vintage one goes for insane amounts of money. So at $15, it makes it so that, a casual collector, such as myself, can get a vintage style looking SCAREGLOW. I absolutely love it. Now, as you can see, he does come with, I guess, a couple accessories. This is his, it's not a scythe, it's like a halberd, I think. Basically like a spear with a little axe thing on here. Now, I don't know if this actually glows in the dark. It's very brightly colored. We'll find out when I turn the lights off, and I actually have a black light so that I can show this off, because you can already see that just putting that on there, he glows pretty nicely. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of glowishy of sorts. I mean, the neon color really, that's so cool, really gives it kind of a almost glow-in-the-dark feel. It's very bright. I love it. But he also does come with a cape. Now, this is one thing that differentiates him from the vintage one. The vintage one had an actual cloth cape, but this one is a flexible material. It's also a little bit shorter than that vintage one, but I think it works perfectly. You can take it off. It's a little bit tricky to do because it kind of comes up there, but just pop that off. And if you wanted to take it off and just have a regular skeleton looking dude, you could totally do that. But, I mean, that is a really nice looking cape. You can see you got, like, chains molded in there, and you can see there's a nice texture throughout the entire thing. It almost looks like it's a cloth material, but like I said, it is a flexible rubber, which is really very nice. But the overall look on the figure is super awesome. I don't know why on the package it says it's the, like, spirit of Skeletor, because it's definitely not, but, you know, I mean, it is what it is. For a size comparison, here he is next to him. I guess I should have brought out Skeletor for it. I mean, obviously, with all of these figures, you can do the little crouch sort of thing. His is a little bit more tricky to do. Let's see if I can get it. Because he does kind of have a balancing sort of thing. So, yeah, I mean, well, it's still not very good. But he normally has like this little crouch thing going. With all these figures, they're roughly, like I said, the 5.5 inch, and then you bring in the full extension of it, and it makes them about 6 inches. So again, you can create that sort of vintage style look. And for another comparison, here he is next to a Coca-Cola Tic Tac container. But I mean, in general, like I said, a very, very popular figure and character. Maybe just because of the cool look of him. I think he really is very neat. You got all these different black paint elements, which gives him that sort of skeletal nature, and then because he is glow in the dark, it does give him a very unique sort of appearance that almost makes it look like he's kind of just floating there. So let's see how well he glows. Now, obviously, these are very bright lights that I have him under, so it probably should charge him pretty decently. So let's see. You can kind of see it. I mean, I can see it with my eye, but obviously, let's bring this in. This definitely will charge them. I don't know why that works, but you can, oh yeah, you can totally see, like if I leave that on there, that really does look cool, and then you take it away, you can see it fades away, but it's actually still really powerful just to the naked eye. I'm just going to kind of leave this here because that is absolutely fantastic. I love the way that looks. The glow-in-the-dark element is super, super cool. Obviously, you're not going to have a black light on him all the time, but it's still a very cool look, and you can see when I pull the light away, it still is there. Now, again, you can't see it with the camera. It's really unfortunate that the camera doesn't pick it up, but to my naked eye, it glows very, very nicely. I really dig that. I mean, glow-in-the-dark figures are just cool in general, and to have them look like a giant skeleton, I mean, like, this screams Halloween. First articulation, the head is on the ball joint, so you can do whatever you want with that. The shoulders are the exact same. They hinge forward and back. Basically, he is the same body as Skeletor. You got the little fins on his arms. You got the little fin sections down here with the legs. Obviously, the thighs and the torso and everything's basically the same. It's just done in a glow-in-the-dark plastic, and then painted, and then you have a new head sculpt, which does look good. You can even kind of see, if I bring it in there, you can kind of see he's actually got some red on the inside of his eyes, which is really sharp. But overall, outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. This is a definite standout in the line. They nailed it. They did a terrific job of updating him, and then also giving him a slightly different look so that you don't really confuse. I don't know if that was the intent, but there's no way that you're going to be able to confuse this with the vintage one, which does go for sometimes a couple $100. So I'm really super happy that they decided to do this guy and do him very, very early in the line. I'm absolutely thrilled to have him. So all that being said, if SCAREGLOW is a figure that you would like to add to your collection, Wave 2 is hitting retail locations again. They seem to be restocking them and kind of getting the ones towards the end of 2020 that really failed to come out in 2020. Thanks, COVID. But if you can't find them in a store, you can always go online to places like Big Bad Toy Store. So for that, I'll put a link right down in the video description where you can go to BBTS and check out availability on this guy, as well as the rest of the wide range of Masters of the Universe Origins figures. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Once again, I want to send a huge thank you to all of you who watch my videos. Even ones like this, which I know they're not Transformers, help to bring in views and traffic, so it does make Transformer reviews possible. So by you watching them, it really does help out a lot. Another way that you can help out is doing something very simple, and that's just to hit that thumbs up button. Believe it or not, that one very small gesture really does go a long way towards helping me out, and I'd really very much appreciate it. And I could never forget the incredible support of my Optibotimus Plus channel members, who through their direct support, now more than ever, help to make reviews like this possible. And if you'd like information on how you can help support my channel by becoming an Optibotimus Plus channel member, where you'll get exclusive channel chat and comment emojis, loyalty badges, early access to video reviews, exclusive unboxing videos, live streams, Zoom calls, as well as the occasional giveaway like all of these guys do, then consider becoming a member of Optibotimus Plus. And all you have to do for that is click on that little join button right down there. And finally, remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you for watching and taking the time to be a kid.